Hello and welcome to the Jekyll Hyde Club. Today we're showing, as you can tell from my Medusa getup, our Greek mythology. It's like decor / toy haul because we use a lot of our toys for decor, and like we're showing statues as well. The first one we're starting with is a statue. So if you're into Greek mythology and all the different legends and myths, you will enjoy this haul and find out some cool places to get some neat, inexpensive decor and whatnot. If you're new, do subscribe and check out our other fun spooky videos. I am Morticia and we have Gomez.
Hello.
And we are Medusa and Poseidon today. But first we're going to show you our black Cerberus statue, or as the Greeks would say, Cerberus with a K. Cerberus was the Romanized version. I took 4 years of Latin and had to translate the stuff, and Gomez and I, one of the things that we bonded on right away was our love of Greek myths. So we got this statue at our video store that has a lot of statues for Greek mythology and other neat things, and I already have a Cerberus figure, but I had to get this because it's an awesome three-headed dog. I mean, hello. So he is a good size, he's heavy, he's sturdy. I'm not sure what he's made of. Maybe
polyresin.
Okay, thank you. Like, I can never tell. It's breakable. Something probably break. But I think he'd have to work kind of hard to break him because he feels very sturdy. So I don't know what the difference, like resin and polyresin. Like, I'm sure there obviously is a difference because the poly is in there. Like obviously it means something. But I don't know. Anyway, it feels sturdy enough and it's heavy. And you can also get it on, was it Amazon?
Yes.
And we will give you guys a link if you would like a awesome, cool, badass black Cerberus in your collection to guard you. And I have, well, we're staying on the same kind of theme. The next toy / figure we're presenting is from McDonald's. I think this is when they did Hercules back in the day when I was a child and didn't remember what was going on. I probably wasn't even aware, but this is one of my favorite Greek gods, Hades. And I don't know if I love the way they made him here, but, you know, I guess the purple is good for, like, you know, underworld.
Yes.
And, like, I like the little swirls on the bottom of his robe. I just love him because he's Hades. And, you know, if you go to the old ways, you would call him Dis. And to the Egyptians, he was Set. And he was given a bad rap. But, you know, before they decided to make him all evil, when they changed with the politics, he's just the god of chaos and change and whatnot.
And riches.
Riches, yes. Dis means rich. Riches in the earth and the winds. And he's just really, really super awesome. And I love the swirls on the robe. Let's see. He is a 4-inch figure, I think. And he just has articulation in his head and arms. And he's from McDonald's. And it was when they did Hercules. He's from Disney. Disney had some cool, badass stuff. I was not aware. I thought Disney was all fluffy and stuff. And so I ignored it as a child. And then I started seeing these figures at, like, swap meets and stuff later and looking and like, ooh, they had some cool stuff. I just love these little swirls on the robe. Look, all the bottom, see?
Yes.
They swirls.
Yes, I enjoyed them too.
And he's just like, I like his little sleeves. And like, he doesn't have the helmet that I'm used to from Greek myths, but he doesn't have to.
Yes, it's almost like the robe he's wearing is similar to the robes that Athenian priests would be wearing in his honor when they sacrificed the black goats to him or something like that.
And since Cerberus is black here / Cerberus, and I like them together, so I wanted to show him to kind of like stay in theme. Ooh, Cyclops, it's not your turn yet. We're doing themes, darn it. Okay, and so I like those two together. It's touching, beautiful. Okay, now this is another Cerberus action figure. It came from, I want to say, like the Hercules movie or shows in the 90s. Again, I was a child and don't remember, but he's old. I've had him forever. He sits on my jewelry box and guards my treasure. And I was looking for him online to say, like, who made him or whatever, and I don't know if any of you guys know. Is he in a good place, Gomez?
Yes.
Is he visible?
But his ass is not intensive.
Look, his tail moves. Is that showing?
Yes.
Okay, and it's kind of rubbery. And the rest of him is hard. He's so hard. Whoa. Yes, we have had coffee. And all his legs just move here, not at the knees or anything.
He's so adorable.
He is. This is Jen. You know, people always say, oh, super cute and adorable. Like, whatever. This is super cute and adorable, people. And I like his mouth is open and different. Like that one. No, does it move? No, it doesn't. Gomez is Fluffy that guards his jewelry box moves. Three-headed dog from Harry Potter. His mouths move. We'll review him one day. But He's got spiked collars and his, he's got this one with his mouth shut. He's kind of open and like mad here, and this one's kind of like in the middle, like undecided, the third head here. But he's got his spiked collars and his heads move. Is that showing okay?
Yes.
His heads move, so he can go like I wouldn't say the Exorcist, because that's more like upside down instead of all the way around, but it depends on how you want to look at it. But he's got some moves. He's pretty cool. And he's smaller than the statue, but again, I think he still looks good with Dis Aka Hades.
And I like his eyes, they're also very lifelike, like I could totally see them looking and being angry.
And again, it's the same with this one. The mouths are a little different, but they also like have a little bit different expressions. I love to see, even though I had the action figure, I had to get this one because they're equally just badass in different ways. Look, see?
Yeah.
You're just like, yes, super cute. Okay, now let's see who I will grab. I don't know. This is all mythology, so it's all okay. Gomez, you didn't check to see where this came from.
I think it's a Papo.
No, it isn't.
No?
No, it isn't.
Then could it be a Sapphire?
No, it is not.
Then could it be Narnia?
No.
This
isn't one of the
Hercules. There was also Hercules.
Alright. It's one of them. You got it from Toy Guide.
Okay.
That's Hercules then. I'm always having to tell him this stuff because he doesn't pay attention. He's really smart. He went to the Israeli version of MIT, even though he's Russian. Go figure that one out. But, he just doesn't pay attention, people.
But he's so charming. Look at this gentle Minotaur.
And he's from Hercules?
I could say that he is, but I don't want to swear to it if we will run later. But there are also very many variations to Narnia that I was supposed to. Yes, that's one of them.
Probably a Minotaur from Hercules. Gomez has a Minotaur collection. He has this showing.
Yes.
Knee articulation. And he's got hip articulation. It only goes back thus far. He cannot do a really cool stretch, but he can bend his knees. He can move his arms, but not his elbows. His wrists do not move, and his head does not move. And Gomez thinks maybe he's from Hercules. Maybe the bottom of his foot says something Gomez.
Could be. Let's see. And it does. And with this light, it does say something like MCA TV Limited. Well, yeah.
Alright, well, if anybody really cares and feels a pining for this, it's
1996. That could help.
1996 MCA TV Limited. Alright. This is Minotaur with Club. Is this Papo?
Yes.
Okay, that's Papo. Papo and Safari and Schleich have a lot of really cool fantasy themed stuff, you guys, and they have figures that are non-breakable. They don't pose, but they're just really cool for toys that are adorable, or statues like what we use them for. And this is Minotaur with Club. I think that's what they even call him. And he is from... That's the Papo one, right?
That is maybe the Sapphire one and the other one. One of them is Sapphire, one of them is Papo.
This is the other one.
Yeah.
Neither pose. They're very hard to tell apart sometimes. Not which is which, but which they came from, because Schleich, Papo, and Safari are all very similar companies, and none of them make the posable, but they all have really good details and they look really similar. And Gomez likes Minotaur, so I went on a Minotaur kick for Christmas, not last year, but the year before, and got him a boat ton of Minotaurs.
Yeah, the one with the club is Safari, so the other one is Papo.
And this one is another one of those.
Yes, this one looks like another Safari one, a different variation. I'll see if it has any similar writing.
But those don't pose, and they're like 4 inches, and they're just such cool detail, though.
Yeah, that's also a Safari one.
I'm getting all the Minotaur. That one came from my mom. And my mummy, who spoils Gomez as well. Grandmama. This one, you know what? I know Gomez likes it. And I don't. It's from Narnia. And move those. I'm showing why I don't like it. Just here.
His name is Cerberus, by the way.
Okay, so I don't like the way the head is made just because it seems wobbly. Is that showing?
Yes.
Okay. I don't like the way the head is made because it seems wobbly. And it's making that noise, and it just wiggles and squiggles, and I mean, moving is fine, but look at it.
Super cute.
I'm shaking it and his head is just wiggly. I don't know.
It's good for battle. He's very flexible.
Okay, and he has this big weapon. And he has... Ooh, he's dancing. He has waist swivel. Ooh,
Ooh.
boom, shit, boom, shit.
He's a Minotaur.
We have that coffee. We went to Starbucks and had red velvet cake coffee. Look at that. His head bobbles. Okay, and then he has full motion shoulder swivel all around it up and down, and it looks like he should have it in the wrist, and he does. You just have to twist it. I thought he would have it at his... Yeah, he does. Okay, he does have it at his elbow too, just the back and forth, not the up and down. And the back and forth hand movement. It's not as easy to do as the shoulder. He's just ready to wiggle his shoulder around and doesn't really care about the rest, but the arm and the elbow and the wrist move. Knees do not, but he's got this little foot movement here in his hooves. Is his foot showing okay?
Yes.
He's got this foot movement in his hooves. I like the hooves, and this one has a tail. Not all Minotaurs have tails, so Gomez likes the collection, which I understand when you're into something. And this one has a tail. And I'm sure you guys probably know, but Minotaur is, oops, part man, part bull.
Minotaur. The Tor part is the bull.
And the is just Gomez being cute.
Yes.
Okay, now I want to make sure. Okay, while we're on the Hercules kick, because we kind of were sort of. This I use actually. You can show it, Gomez. It came from McDonald's. It's from Hercules. I use it as like a little imp because to me it's like a little demon imp with the cute horns and ears and little chubby belly and beard and everything. But they had him as a satyr. And I think satyrs / satyr / fawns, whatever, should look more buff and in shape. And I don't know. He's too cute and chubby and little. He looks little. Like, he just doesn't scream satyr to me. I mean, when you say, okay, yes, he has the hooves, the horns, the blah, blah, okay, fine. But he's my imp. I use him as an imp, and that's what he is for me. But today, because we are doing Greek myths, he's a satyr. And does he have any posability? He can wiggle his fat little body. He's adorable. And that's about all he can do if you want to show him. But we showed him because he is part of these Greek myths. And next, are we moving these out of the way, or what am I doing? What's
Yes,
happening?
they're out of the way. Basically.
Here, I'm trying to just see. Okay.
That just shows how big our collection is.
Okay, well, this is a mermaid from Safari, and she's very pretty. She's covered, and she's got like little, like a top on her chest that's like seashells, I think. I have a metal mermaid statue somewhere too, but this one is Safari. She's very pretty. I love the hair detail, the face, the body. She's like 4 or 5 inches, and she is not posable, but again, very detailed and adorable. And while we're doing sea life, this is also Safari, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, this is Scylla. I wish they had done Charybdis. Trapped between the Scylla and Charybdis. My name in Latin class was Charybdis because I like Charybdis. Scylla is supposed to be like a 7-headed sea serpent sort of thing, but they took an interesting take on her. She used to be a woman that got turned into one, so they left the top part woman at Safari. She's pretty. Then they added these several serpent like tails and heads, and the heads, as Gomez pointed out before we bought her, kind of look Cerberus / Cerberus-ish. She's interesting. I don't know that it looks snaky, but it's pretty badass anyway. So, it's like, again, she's covered in a frilly little cute thing. And she's got stunning detail. And again, not posable, but a good size. Like, she's like 7 or 8 inches around. Gomez, if you want to show all the angles. We're doing our sea life motif now. We have moved on to ocean life.
And she does have a beautiful sea color on her, those tentacles or tails or what have you. So like very realistic looking for me, and some kind of a pendant on her chest or something that seems to correspond to that color too, which is a good touch.
Oh, did we show this one already?
No, not yet.
I'm sorry. You know what? We have so many toys. I have to retract my sea life and go back to the Minotaur. It's got a cute tail though. Where's that one from?
That one I think is also purple. I remember seeing him there. And it looks like he also has a type of a halberd to me, but I'm not sure if I'm right.
Gomez knows his weapons. He's alright.
Ooh. Also very lifelike. I like all of my Minotaurs. They're perfect collection.
A collection.
Yes.
Not a collection. Collection.
Collection.
Which started with me and my friend Sarah not getting enough sleep after my house got broken into before Gomez got here and staying up all night singing "You Spin Me White Wound Like a Record," White Wound, 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 which we thought was the funniest thing in the world. And then when Gomez got here, we were already bastardizing the English language with everything being W, and you know, English is his third language, so I thought this isn't very nice to him, but he picked it up really quickly. So, and now we can say hello to people without even noticing when they say hello. We'll say hello.
Hello.
Okay, now we're kind of going back to sea life with my favorite family. My favorite family.
Aww.
Starting, it's a happy family. They love each other. They have some dysfunction at times, but they love each other.
Oh, that's like the originals almost, except.
Oh, except they don't hurt each other. They just bitch and moan a lot sometimes. Okay, this I'm not going to show you guys, but briefly, it's a cameo because it's my favorite version of Medusa. She came from Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. She's very, very expensive now. I got her when she wasn't, only a few years ago. And I'm going to do just a review on her later because I love her so much. And there's so many weird Medusa figures out there, from Marvel to even like Papo or Safari. They just look weird, like part snake, and they're not following the myth. She's beautiful. She follows the myth, and she is in our collection. So I just want to briefly, is she showing?
Yes.
Let her say hi because she's in our collection. I'm going to do a separate review on her a different day. But for now, she will briefly stand with her loving husband, Poseidon. He lost his trident when they had to fix our walls while we were gone on vacation. So hopefully we'll get him another one eventually. But this is he a safari? Or Papo?
He is Safari.
We're supposed to keep this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he's safari, we think. If you can't find a safari Poseidon, look for Papo, but we think he's safari. We're like 90% sure, and he usually has a trident. But I like the way they made him like a merman. Sorry, man, merman looking guy. Hold him, Gomez.
Okay.
With the gills and stuff, like. And yes, Medusa is posable, and yes, that will be a different video. Love it. He's not posable, but look, he looks like a cool merman. Because a lot of the Greek legends make the gods just like pretty people, and I think it's cooler to make him different. You know, he's got the gills and the like. But Medusa will love him no matter how he looks. She doesn't mind. He's cool. And are we done with him? Do you have any comments for him before we show his other version?
Just like that, some people know him less in that capacity, but he's also the Lord of the Horse, and it is in that capacity that we will eventually move to one of our items.
Yes, we do have it connects to the family. We're still in the family, but horses and could connect to seahorses too in a way.
Yes.
And Earthshaker and whatnot. But anyway, that's lovely Poseidon version 1. Now we have a Poseidon version 2. This is where he looks more human. He had a trident. He's holding part of his trident, and the end of it somehow got broken off. We keep our toys very carefully. But again, when they did this, check it out. October, we're talking about it in some of our halls where they found mold in our walls. Oh, that rhymed. And they had to fix it. And the thing is, I was finding water everywhere right before we went on vacation. So unfortunately, they were moving all our crap and doing everything while we were gone. And I was not happy. I was like, please don't break my stuff. And luckily, they didn't break any expensive stones or anything, but a few toys didn't get broken. But like, you know, the end of his trident is gone and stuff like that. Like, so I guess we're lucky it wasn't worse because we were gone and not able to move our own stuff. And I really hated it, but we couldn't cancel vacation. Now, if I push him really hard, he can get his foot into this peg where he's standing on his wave. It's a base. But it's not that good. We got him from Target a while back. He is from which company?
He is from Sababa.
Yes, not Safari, but Sababa.
Yeah.
It's called Ology, like Mythology or Wizardology. They had a demon from Merlin from Wizardology one. And yeah, it's called Ology, Sababa. We put some links and show you guys, you know, where you can get some of our stuff. He's like a 3-inch, and his base, like I said, is a wave. Is that showing?
Yes.
And it's kind of cool that they did that. And he looks more human. He's got like the flowy hair, and he's just wearing his little toga thing and like standing on the wave.
Right now it almost looks like he's playing a guitar somehow.
It was supposed to be his trident that broke, but he can rock out. He'd be like, anything else he needs to be shown? He's not posable.
Just that shade of color, it's perfect turquoise, like for also to see the Mediterranean and stuff where he would be found. at times when he is not visiting his native Tritonius lake.
But he gets around, like he hangs out different places. And this is his son. Some of you might know him from Monster High, but we use him as Geron, is a character of ours that we write, Medusa and Poseidon's son, the male Gorgon, and we threw him in here because it's hard to find male Gorgons that aren't weird looking and not really Greek mythology-esque, and he actually looks nice and right. And I have a large 12-inch version of him that I put on a toga. I put a toga on him, took off his glasses, and put him on a sea dragon toy, and that was reviewed some videos back. Maybe we'll put it in the link here. So if you guys want to see how we made his larger version all Greeked out.
And it's perfect here because his snakes over here on his head also match the color of Poseidon that we showed earlier, the sea green color.
This one?
Yes. So it's
Daddy! Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? He's like, he is. And so that is our Geron. And now we are moving on to one of his brothers. Another brother. Speaking of the horse, there's a myth of Medusa having her head cut off and her blood making Pegasus, but if you're connecting her and Poseidon, which is actually correct, as their family, and since he is also god of the horse, that's just perfect, because there's our lovely Pegasus, and he came from... It's either Safari or Papo, but again...
Safari.
Good. Okay. Papo does have a lot of neat ones, too. P-A-P-O. You should check them out. I think that's where your werewolf came from, right?
Yeah.
That we reviewed recently. His perfect werewolf that he loves. So he is not posable, but he looks really cool. And there's bigger versions too of him from the same company, but I just like the smaller one. And I love the position of the wings, all the lovely. Oops. He stands up well, actually, and all the lovely detail in his pretty face and his tail. I'm just knocking you over. You're fine without me. You stand up great. And even his developed chest muscles here. Does that show?
Yes.
So pretty. And we got him from one of the toy stores in the mall. Like, Target carries these a lot if you don't want to look online. And, like, if you guys have a professor class or something in the mall, they have... Now, this is our big Cyclops. He had a... like a loincloth on that was kind of cool looking. I have to find it because something happened to it during the mold fiasco. And he is also from Sababa. Ology from Sababa, where the Poseidon small version came from. But he's a big Cyclops. He's cool. He is Geron and Pegasus's brother. They have Cyclopean brothers. And if you think about Medusa turning the eye to stone, and then the guys have the one eye, and the Cyclops kind of are of the earth, like Poseidon. So, yes. They are their children. And then this arm just moves at the shoulder. Is he showing okay?
Yes.
This arm just moves at the shoulder. You can tell he's a big, buff, strong guy. He's got a necklace on of teeth, maybe? Or...
Yes, I would imagine.
And then his legs move a little. Like, you have to work at it, but it's okay. Are you going to stand? You're probably not. Let me just put my hand there.
I always fall.
I know, you poor dear. Polyphemus.
Yes.
Now,
of the great fame.
He says, who is nobody? And this is his dear brother from...
And this is another Safari.
And Papa might have one too. Some of them overlap and some of them are just kind of similar, but he's got a braid down the back.
Most adorable.
He is not posable. Yes, he's charming, adorable, and super cute. He has his big club. He is also muscular and whatnot, but he is like a 4-inch where his brother is like a 6-inch, so...
And he wears characteristic sandals for the desert, sometimes reminiscent of the Hermes Thalia-like sandals that he wears when he flies, which is an interesting touch, I thought.
Yes, I don't think his brother has any on. He has some kind of leg wraps, but...
Yeah, more like protection for... Which with size like that, you need kind of a protection, I would guess.
So, you have seen our dear family of the sea. Now we go to a couple other nice monsters. But first, we will show you Zeus. I think he's from Hercules. He's also from Disney. He's got his really cool lightning bolt, pretty curly hair. Not posable, but, you know, he's Zeus, so we had to get him.
Great muscles, great toga.
The god of thunder and rock and roll.
It most adorable, yes. I just keep...
looking at him and enjoying him. We don't say anything. It's not that we're zoning. It's just Gomez is taking a moment to enjoy the beauty of stuff. Okay, this is also Safari.
Yes.
And it is their version. It's not exactly correct, I don't think, of a Manticore.
That's right.
So you got the stinger on the tail here, and you got the dragon wings and the lion head, and like, the body under here. Can you show him?
Many of the Persian legends or the area of Persia talk about Manticore, so that's where the Greeks get it from, that area, and that's why the Manticore typically has a scorpion stinger, because they would be met in that kind of a desert that the Greeks are talking about. To them, that's the other land type of thing, like sort of the equivalent of unexplored land, so they talk about Persia before they started fighting with Persia. So that is why the Manticore has certain characteristic features, including the lion, that would be maybe an African lion, and that kind of a stinger. So
not posable, but very cool and detailed and not breakable. And then we have our final Greek monster, the Chimera, and this is another monster. It's also from Safari. These are all like from $10 to $15 figures from Safari and Pop-All and everywhere, so it's really nice. And you can tell he's a pretty good size. Those last two came from my mother. She's awesome, gets us cool stuff. But the Chimera has had several takes as far as descriptions of him, over in different mythologies. But this specific one, is it showing okay?
Yes.
He has a snake tail. He's all hissing, but it's his tail. It's very cool. Okay. It's not posable, but you can twist it around. If I'm like showing you, I can go. Dragon wings, obviously here, and then you see the back here.
Yes, leathery wings.
The back has just like a ridge, and then you got the back feet here have like claws, and the front seem more hooves, like for the goat. Well, okay, there's this back claw and this back claw that are kind of similar, sort of. And then here you have like the dragon claw on the front that matches the third head over here. That's the dragon head. And then, is that the lion's head, maybe?
The one in the center is.
That's what I mean. And then that's the lion's head. And then over here you have the goat's head. No, bearded goat even. And then you have the goat hoof to match on this front leg here.
Yes. It's interesting that Chimera sometimes has become in architecture something entirely different that could be reminding us of, like, somewhat exchange it even with gargoyles and other things like that, but originally, of course, it was a four-faceted creature of some sort, so this is a more accurate version than the one we know maybe from modern times.
But you got the three heads, the wings, the snake, and I guess the wings could still count as the dragon.
Yeah. And I also like the color scheme here, where the lion is like red, and then there's the green for the dragon, and the goat is a little gray, because it represents the color of the earth, I think, in mythology. So it's all like well made, I would say.
So if you enjoy mythology, you might like to have some of these for yourself. Tell us who your favorites are, whether we happen to have them or not. And if you have some that we don't have, do leave a comment and tell us about them. We might want to acquire them. And we will leave links to the best of our ability here, to the ones we can find that we have. And again, if you are new, do subscribe and stick around for our other daily doses of strange. And until next time,
try to enjoy the daylight.